Hiya, my name's David. I'm the Wandering Ponderer. Today we're going to be pondering something out of Trevor Disley's books, Fires, Firemen and Other Mishaps.
Throughout Coggeshall's history, the potential of buildings catching fire has been a huge hazard. The threat of fire from activities of trade and industry and the rise of what was called incendiarism. Plus, many timber frame buildings in the town were at risk due to oil, gas lamps, plus open fires for heat. Many buildings have been lost due to fires and many have been saved by prompt action. It was always a threat, and thankfully the town had ways of dealing with it.
Well, I'm sitting down here in Market End and I'm right opposite a shop called Artisaninkk. To one side is the Bijou. They're not open today. This is the building that we want to look at today. Previously it was the butcher's. It was Joyce's the butcher's. And when Joyce's finished, what happened was eventually it became Mowers. And Mowers was just like a grocery shop. Sold tobacco items, 1950s, sort of generalish store. If you picture a misty, foggy morning on the 4th of December 1957.
Trevor Disley's book describes the event. In 1957, Mr. Mowers' general store at Market End in Coggeshall, a dense fog had settled over the town on a bitterly cold December morning. The bells went down at 04:30, but Ken Mowers' shop was already well alight before anyone had noticed at that early hour. Sub-Officer Stan Barnett lived only a couple of doors away on East Street and would have had a good view as he answered the call. He reached the station seconds later, donned his fire gear, and without waiting for the crew, he opened up the fire station, drove the engine to the shop and got it to work. He managed to force his way into the building with the hose reel and started to knock down the fire on the ground floor. As the firemen arrived at the station, they found the doors wide open and the appliance gone. The crew soon joined Stan and with his loud encouragement worked their way upstairs to tackle the seat of the fire on the first floor, and then cutting away the lath and the plaster to attack the fire inside the wall. Afterwards, Ken Mower wrote to the divisional officer at Colchester, praising the work of the Coggeshall crew and providing the first eyewitness account of the crew at work. He wrote, under the direction of Sub-Officer Stan Barnett, whose lusty voice and curses brought a humour which helped to lighten the tragic circumstances. It is difficult and may seem unfair to single out any particular incident from a crew which worked so splendidly together. But we feel we must mention the courage of Sub-Officer Barnett, who arrived alone and extinguished the fire on the ground floor single-handed. Also leading fireman Tilbrook and 3 or 4 members of the crew who were there in the early stages and prevented what might have been a very dangerous situation. Had the fire really taken hold and not been tackled so early, the entire row of houses, which included the White Hart and the buildings along the road there, could very well have gone up in flames as well. Fires and timber frame buildings are not a good mix. That is a timber frame building. If that fire had gotten out of control, the whole block, the White Hart and everything else would have burnt down to the ground. A fireman by the name of Stan Barrett Street, the moment he got that phone call, he legged it out there to where Bakerlicious is over there. And where Bakerlicious is at that time in the 1950s was a fire station. Inside the shop, and even in this day, you can see evidence of this event. The charred timbers along the ceiling, where the fire burnt down the wall from the floor above. Also, the shop, as we see it today, contains remnants of days gone by. Over in the corner by the shop window, you can see a piece of carved wood from the old shop front, perhaps when it was Joyce's the butcher's. It's a special thanks to Michael of Artisaninkk for allowing me, or rather encouraging me, to come inside and do this film. If you want a tattoo and you're in Coggeshall, Artisaninkk is a good place to go. Very friendly, and he's a very skillful man. Well, thank you very much for getting this far. Thank you for watching the video. As always, if you don't mind giving it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and I will see you in another video. Stay safe.